Hi, my name is Megan and I am the CEO of LUMOplay, and I like to show you how you can use LUMOplay to make your own custom interactive floor and wall experiences. Today I'm going to show you how I made this really cool interactive pirate gem experience. So it reveals a pirate map, there's the X, and there's all these beautiful colorful gems on the floor that move when you do. Let's go over to my design computer and I'll show you how you can make an effect like this using shapes of your choice and colors of your choice and materials of your choice in just a few minutes. To make a custom effect for LUMOplay, you're going to need one of our two licenses, either Playground or Playmaker. Playground is for education and it has a pay-as-you-go model for making custom content, and Playmaker is our agency model, so there's no fees to publish as much custom content as you want to. You can see all the details on our website at lumoplay.com, and as long as you have a paid license, you'll be able to use these tools. Before you get started making a custom effect, you're going to want to make sure that the design computer or whatever computer you're using to make your effect is set to the same resolution as your final installation. So if your projector is 1920 by 1200, make sure that the resolution of your screen that you're using to design on is also 1920 by 1200 or whatever resolution it's going to be. Otherwise, it may not look the way that you expect it to. The templates are in this section called Motion Maker. And today we're going to use the Shape Shuffle template, which is a new template. Once you've clicked Create, you'll get an interface that opens that allows you to test your effect as you go. Always start by naming your effect. It'll make it easier to find later, and if you're doing different versions and you're testing them out, then you'll get a chance to number them and see. Just a good idea to keep organized. I've named my effect and I'm going into the overlays section. So the overlays section is where you would put a logo or an idle image like this one, which disappears when people play, or a mask if you want your interactive effect to be a shape other than a rectangle. And all of the images that you use are PNGs with transparencies. I'm going to get rid of this idle image because I don't want it here, so I'm just going to click X on it. Then I'm going to go into the background and replace this background image with the treasure map that I made. I actually got this image, the base for this image, off of a stock site called 123RF. And then I'm going to go into the shape settings. I'm going to keep all the colors that are here because I really like them. I think they're pretty. And I'm going to change the material to glass. And then I'm going to leave the size the way it is because this size has kind of been optimized for most types of interactive experiences. If you go very small or very big, it doesn't look as good, but those settings are there in case you're making a large display or you're doing something highly customized. I'm going to turn the size variance up a little bit so that there's a little bit of variety in the sizes. And then I'm going to leave amount per second and max allowed alone. And I highly recommend that you don't touch these settings unless you have a really good reason to, because these are optimized for the computers that we recommend. So unless you're using a really beefy computer, you don't want to bump these numbers up. Now I'm going to go in and choose my shapes, and every time I turn, right now all the shapes are turned on, so I'm just going to turn off the ones that I don't want to use. And every time I turn one off, it will reload. So I'll just do this really quickly. Basically, I'm just going to leave all of the shapes that look like gems. So that's a few different shapes. There's diamonds, there's gem, there's dodeca and ico, which are dodecahedrons and icahedrons. And yeah, so now I'm left with something that just looks like gem shapes. And that's pretty much all I need to do. There are a few more settings that you can change. You can change the lighting if you want to. These are mostly in here so that you can match your environment. So if the background wasn't this brown color, then I might want to change my shadow color to match the background, but it actually goes pretty well with this pirate map, so I'm not going to change it. You can also change your shadow strength, so you can actually turn the shadows right off if you want to, but I think that looks really weird. So I'm going to put them back. And you can change the light vertical angle and horizontal angle. I'm not going to play with those, but if you're an architect and you want the lighting in your interactive effect to match the lighting that is in the actual environment where this installation is being put in, you have that option. And for the light color, I just have it at this middle gray here. This just affects the brightness and the color tint of your light. So you can play around with it if you want to have colored highlights or create different lighting effects. But again, it's kind of optimized to look as good as possible with as little change as possible, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Now that I'm all done, and I am all done, this is all it takes to make a custom interactive effect. I'm gonna click save, and then I can close this. And it will save the effect that I've been working on with the name and a thumbnail, so it's very easy to find later. Now all I need to do is publish my app. So when you click publish, you're gonna get a warning that says that once you publish your app, you're not gonna be able to edit it again. So make sure that you are 100% sure that you don't wanna change your app before you hit publish. Once you click this little check mark, it uploads the app to our server, and you'll be able to download it and use it on any of your installations. I hope that you enjoyed this week's tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it, and that you see how simple it is to make a custom, highly responsive interactive effect using LUMOplay. If you have any questions, you can reach me in the comments, or you can reach me at info@lumoplay.com. I answer every single message, and I'm happy to help you with your project. If you like this type of content, we're a very small team, and hitting like on our videos, leaving a comment, or subscribing to our channel really helps us a lot, and it helps us in our mission to make interactive experiences as affordable and easy to use for play centers and schools and small businesses as possible. So again, please reach out if you have any questions, and I'll see you again next week with another tutorial.